The Mandarin in his political broadcasts, a rather unnerving sense of righteousness, make him almost paternalistic, patriarchal, and that's where the timbre of his delivery comes from, and his weird iconography was there to disconcert and completely scatter any expectations of where he might be coming from. I think, again, the line that you will never see me coming sort of voices that unpredictability that he has. It's a great script. It was a wonderful read, and we stuck very closely to it.
Incredible. And Robert, will you be filming another scene tonight?
Wow, that killed that.
Oh, let me explain this to my associate. We shoot those Easter eggs, which is after the credits, with that little piece that gets everyone real excited.
Oh, I've never sat through this with the whole thing. As soon as Brody's off the screen, I usually just walk.
Hello, Robert. How are you doing?
Thank you.
Watching the trailers, it seems to, many of us, the movie was taken. After the trailers, we thought that the movie, I don't know, was supposed to be like really dark and like kind of like Dark Knight kind of thing. But actually, the movie's pretty funny. Of course, you're obviously a funny guy and everything. But did you talk about that kind of approach when you with the producers or the director in terms of tone before shooting the movie? Was it like any changes? Was it supposed to be darker and then it switched to being like more into like comedy?
Well, yeah. Well, first I'd like to offer a counterpoint to what Sirven said, because he actually went. Once we let him off the chain, we found that he was a glorious improviser, and a lot of the ideas, without giving away his character arc, were just flowing out from what was written. But again, you know, Drew and Shane had a good document. The stories are really good, the twists are really good. But I would leave it to my other co-stars to describe what working with me on most of our other scenes was like. And they've gotten used to it and they're great at it. Dawn?
You want me to say what you paid me to say, or just say? No, it was great to come back this time around, and you know, Shane almost coined and really put a stamp on these sort of buddy action movies, where I was clearly in the pocket with Robert. It was great to see the whole movie put together at the end, because we were in such different tracks. I didn't know what Gwyneth was doing for half the movie. It was great to see it all put together and go, oh, that's what you guys are doing over there. You know, I saw Sirven twice on the set, so it would have been, it'd be great to have another bite of the apple person for me to be able to mix with these guys a little bit more, but we got to ball. And Robert is a prince, as you all know.
This question is for Don. Don, so which one do you prefer, Iron Patriot or War Machine? And also, how do you think Rhodey has evolved in this third installment in terms of just being an integral part of Tony Stark, or just a companion again?
Well, the Iron Patriot is about 3 kilos heavier, so I prefer War Machine. But, you know, this iteration of film really, something that Robert and I talked about after the second, you know, he came to me and said, now, let's try to really kick this relationship off and really try to see who these guys are. And a lot of fun for me in this one was being able to do a lot of action outside of the suit, and getting to work with the stunt team and doing a lot of the cable work. That was just a big thrill for me, because, you know, as a big kid, being able to play with the best toys. So I think you see the relationship is strengthened in this one, and it sort of pays off on the promise that I think was made at the end of Iron Man 2 in the Japanese garden, where these guys really started busting each other's chops, and, you know, back to back, you know, they're friends, but they still really help balance one another. And I thought that really came to fruition in this one.
Thank you. We're all the way over here on the left. Robert, this is Jim with Congo Movie. So there was a definite finality in this movie, but you know you're never going to get rid of this character. You're too perfect for it. So how go negotiations for 4, 5, and 6?
I'm not at liberty to discuss that. I do want to say that our stunt coordinator, Marcos Roundthwaite, came to me at one point. He said, you see, Don just rolled into the room and fired off all those shots, missed all those things, and the guys fell, and they went exactly where they were supposed to go. I said, yeah, what are you getting at? He goes, nothing. the future, as usual, is uncertain, and I think the great thing is that, you know, we never could have known what and who was going to come together for the third Iron Man, and usually the third of anything, you know, struggles to even meet the first two, let alone the first one. So, in all earnestness, you know, things are very much in flux right now, and Marvel has their plans, and we're all living and growing. We'll see what happens.
In the front row here on the left.
Hello, this is Vanessa from thequeenofswag.com. And my question, I have one for Robert and one for Don. For Robert, your character has dealt with so much. He has, you know, betrayal, he's dealt with blood poisoning, aliens, the destruction and loss of his home. Where would you like to see Iron Man go next emotionally? And for Don, your character, he gets to use his suit more in this film, and you also get to see more of his actual military training. Which do you prefer more? Do you prefer being in the suit more, or, you know, showing off what a great soldier that he is without the suit?
Do you even remember the first one for you?
I've seen it wound up with 2 glasses of water in front of me, so I'm absolutely out of my mind.
Okay.
I prefer being out of the suit. The suit is great. It's great to be able to, you know, achieve all the things that we want to achieve with CGI and motion capture and all that. But like I said, I had the most fun running around with Robert and us actually physically going after it. So that's
And Robert, the question was if...
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's funny. These things tend to kind of come out of creative discussions, and there's always something, you know, when we're shooting, we say, oh, wouldn't it be great? But a lot of those things have kind of come true already. You know, I was always saying, God, I just want to see Pepper like in the suit. I want to see her. I want to see her experience what Tony gets from it, and I want her to help him transcend it and all that stuff. So it's kind of like you know, wish fulfillment happens pretty quick in the Marvel universe. You know, so I don't have any particular goals with it right now.
Hi. Robert, you spent a lot more time out of the suit fighting. Was that a plus for you? And then Gwyneth, you've seen your transformation. Any chance of you being part of the Avengers? On the next one?
What studio do you work for?
I think you want to ask me if I want to be in the Avengers.
There it is, public opinion.
I will say that, you know, one of the most thrilling parts of, you know, having gone all over the place and talking about this movie is that people really love to see Pepper in the suit and, like, kicking ass. And so I would come back if, you know, in the comics she becomes Rescue, her own person.
And she marries Happy Hogan.
Aw, yeah.
That might be for the adult channel.
All the way in the back on the right.
This film has an odd distinction of being a sequel to 2 different films, the Iron Man franchise and the Avenger franchise. I was wondering if you guys could talk a little bit about the challenges of maintaining all those different storylines and converging them in this one film. And also, Robert, you had mentioned, you know, anything is always difficult. You know, you have to really be careful not to end up diluting the franchise. And this seems to be a little bit more like a back to basics tone because everything's taken away from him, so it's much more stripped down in a sense. So if you guys can expand a little bit about that and tell me more on that, that would be great.
It's a complex thing, you know. Kevin Feige, the folks weren't here, you know. Kevin and Shane, I mean, they're the ones who really had to hammer out all the where do all these, you know, strings go and how does everything move something when you pull it. So.
But if I can interject.
I wish you would.
Thank you. You know, the truth is that these movies work because Robert plays Tony Stark, and not only because like of the similarities and in their own lives, and not because of, you know, his specific brand of vulnerability and strength and humor and all those things, but because, you know, Robert has a really big picture creative mind about what these movies should feel like. we all know that Marvel are amazing at, you know, the stunts and the CGI and the action and everything, but I think one particular strength of Robert's that we don't see on screen is the fact that he's always asking, like, what is the big picture here? How can we make it feel real? How can we make it feel like something we care about and we want to watch? So I think, you know, in terms of, I think that's why the movies keep working and they're not sort of like a weaker carbon copy of the one before.
Stephanie in the back of the middle.
Hey, Don, for the record, I just want to see you in the Avengers. And thanks for taking care of my phone.
It was Jill. I don't know who that is. She said, "Don't forget meatloaf." I don't know what that means.
I hope it was Jack. You guys getting back to the suits. And what if I really like you to comment on this? Was there a little bit of suit envy here?
Well, I know that in the second one, Robert, when he was putting his suit on and just had the top of it on, and I was putting mine on, and he said, yeah, I told them from 1 to 2 that they really had to make these changes, and this is a lot more lightweight, and I was like, mine weighs 7,000 pounds. You talk about lightweight.
These guys are whips, okay? The suit is not that bad.
You didn't wear my suit.
I admit we're wimps. In Iron Man 2, Dunn's suit was so hard to even pick up. And the hardest thing about this stuff is really, again, it's like any of this CGI stuff or any of, like, you know, I mean, Ben was essentially in special effects makeup the whole time.
Yeah.
And he would just come on the set, and you know, and we've all had these moments, but you always wonder where your lot is going to come grab you. And Don has definitely had it for some reason or other. I promise you, my dearest brother, I will never allow that to happen to you. I make all of my commitments in public.
Robert said, "What? Should he have something else on there?" It was fun.
And Gwyneth, by the way, she did come in and she was having a ball and her kids were there and she was in rockin' shape, so it was all nice and easy. I think she wore it once or twice. It's an accumulative issue.
Thank you.
When you craft a entertainment superhero movie like this, do you give any consideration to what you want children to get out of a superhero movie like this, like Iron Man 3?
Well, sure.
I mean, I think, especially with the events of the last week, you've been asked a lot, I've been asked a lot,